Choosing the right tyre for your bike will make it run more smoothly and more safe. Every tyre has its own use. In this video, we will tell you what the right tyre for your bike is so that you can get the proper tyres for maximum effectiveness, performance, and handling. How can you then pick the ideal tyres for your motorcycle? So guys, do you know which tyres wear out the fastest on your motorcycle? To know the answers to these questions, watch the video until the end. Continue to our YouTube channel Bikers Express to learn more about tyre selection process for your motorcycle. Before we get into the details, here's a quick update on the basics which you can find on every tyre. There are three primary forms in which tyres are available: straight numeric, metric, and alphanumeric. The metric format for tyres is the most popular. Here we'll notice a 180/55 ZR17, which denotes that the tyre is 108mm wide. The sidewall is 55% of the entire width because of the aspect ratio, which is 55, and the speed rating, which is Z. This means that the tyre will be able to reach extraordinarily high speeds over 149 miles per hour. Now, that's going to be the most typical size of the tyre for the configuration, with the R standing for radial and the rim diameter being 17 inches. There are four primary categories of tyres: bias ply, tube type, tubeless, and radial. Tyres having a tube, valve, and rim make up tube type tyres. Tubeless tyres are gaining popularity among other tyre manufacturers because when a puncture occurs, the air immediately leaks as it squeezes between the tube and the tyre while passing through the rim hole. On the other side, tubeless tyres have an inner tube that is part of the tyre itself. Because valves are fastened to the rim permanently, the unit is airtight. With the exception of the BMW R1200 GS, Triumph Tiger 1200, Ducati Multistrada 1200 Enduro, and Dakar race bikes, most bikes with bespoke wheels utilize tyres with an inner tube. The spokes are mounted outside the tyres on these bicycles. If your motorcycle has steel or alloy wheels, you might choose to use tubeless tyres. Bias ply tyres use cords that span the tyre in alternating layers from bead to bead and are made of a fabric like nylon, rayon, or polyester. In contrast, radial tyres have cables that run radially from bead to bead across the tyre and are made of steel or cloth. Radials are thinner than bias ply tyres, which gives them an advantage over wide tyres due to these types of alternating layers or cords in the tread area. Superbikes usually use radial tyres because they provide a smoother ride with lower rolling friction, while touring bikes usually use bias ply because it's more sensitive to overheating. Because all belts run from the sidewall to sidewall, bias ply tyres also have a strong sidewall and slow heat dissipation. On the other hand, radial tyres have cores that better dissipate heat and have more flexibility because there are fewer string layers on the sidewall. Bias ply tyres are most commonly used on touring bikes due to their load carrying capacity and durability, whereas radials are preferred for improvement traction and supersport or street fighter motorcycles. Knowing the different types will help you choose a tyre based on the tread pattern and compound. Sometimes it takes a whole tank full of fuel before you can think straight. So think straight and help us by subscribing to our channel. So guys, let's get back to the question that we started with. Which tyres on your motorcycle wear out the fastest? The majority of motorcycle makers advise rotating the tyre every 7,000 miles, though it can also be done each time the oil is changed. Because the front tyres lose tread and wear down more quickly than the back tyres, it is essential to rotate the tyres. So from this, a question can spark in our mind, that is, does the front tyre exert more friction with the floor than the back tyre? The entire substance that makes up a tyre is known as the compound. The rubber around its perimeter that makes it interact with the road is referred to as the tread. The tread is made up of the tyre's shoulder and crown. The design of the tyre's tread pattern, on the other hand, consists of grooves and channels that direct water away from the contact patch. In rainy weather, this keeps tyres from losing traction on the pavement. Different motorcycles require different tyres, as do various riding environments. As an illustration, MotoGP bikes typically have soft, slick tyres since more rubber on the road means more traction. However, when racing in the wet, they do use tyres with tread patterns. Road bikes for that matter also have patterns. Touring bikes on the other hand employ a hard compound tyre which offers longevity and reliable performance on a variety of surfaces, environments, and temperatures. It doesn't take a genius to see that your motorcycle needs new tyres. It's time to examine your tread depth when your back end starts to feel a touch loss in corners that you've blasted past 100 times before. Use the tread wear indicators that are built in. It's time to replace the tyre when it reaches the wear indications, which are set at 0.8mm, or when the tread group depth is even lower. Nails and shrapnel can pierce thin tyres considerably more easily than they can with a tyre with a healthy tread. Using a dime as a measuring tool is an excellent idea. Put a penny in the tread groove by placing it upside down. About 1/32 of an inch separates the penny's edge from the top of the Lincoln's head. The most heavy cruiser and touring motorcycle applications use bias-ply tires since they are original and they're the best suited for big loads. Bias-ply tires are constructed from layers of cord compounds materials like nylon, rayon, or polyester that are put down from bead to bead and run across the tire in alternating layers. The tires grow hard and are less maneuverable than the more recent radial siblings due to the extremely rigid sidewall that results from this. Radial tires have layers that run radially around the tire and are often constructed of steel. They were introduced to the motorcycle industry in relatively restricted applications in 1980s. Only the tread portion of the tire has these stacked steel belts in alternative layers. Steel belts dissipate heat more quickly than bias cords, whilst radial tires' thinner, more flexible sidewalls make them more responsive to rider input than bias-ply tires. It's not advisable to go wider or narrower than the tire size recommended by the bike's manufacturer unless you upgrade your wheels to the correct width. It's likely that you will need a tube if your bike has spokes. Since the interior of the wheel is smooth, tubeless tires are probably being used on bikes with cast, mag, forged, or billet aluminium wheels. As opposed to spoke wheels, there is nowhere for the air to escape. The BMW tubeless wheels, which run the spokes on the outside of the rim, are an exception to this rule. Or the Yamaha Super Tenere wheels, which have spokes that extend barely outside the middle ring of the rim. Despite these configurations, the majority of spoke rims have spokes that stick out into the center of the interior rim where the air is located. These junctions cause air leakage. For a number of reasons, riding a motorcycle with under-inflated tires is very risky. The tires will generate too much heat, which may result in an unexpected tire failure. Underinflation results in an uneven tread wear at the contact patch edge and could permanently harm the tire. It could have an impact on cornering, resulted in wasted gas, and possibly even induced fatigue cracking. Equally risky is riding on tires with too much air on them. The likelihood of the tires being cut, punctured, or shattered increases with an abrupt impact. The bike will ride harshly and the tire will quickly wear out in the center of the contact patch if it's overinflated. Never put more pressure than what is recommended on the tire sidewall. Never pump air into the tire that isn't attached to the motorcycle or a tire mounting device. It's risky to inflate an unsecure tire since, in the event of a burst, it might be launched into the air with deadly power. If we consider easy fixing of tires, tubeless are the best, but if your bike has a steel rim and it's bent, then going for tube tires will be the better option. Different loads can be carried by different types of tires. Examine the owner's manual. It will list the motorcycle's load capacity and accessory restrictions. On the sidewall of the tire, the maximum load statistics are molded. Before a trip, determine the combined weight of the motorcycle with any additional riders, gear, or luggage. Avoid underinflated tires as this can impair the bike's capacity to carry loads. Extreme tire tension and overloads brought on by trailers can result in irreparable damage, unexpected tire failure, and accidents. The majority of tire manufacturers advise against using trailers and will not provide warranties for tires used on bikes equipped with trailers. It's likely that someone on the internet has already done whatever a normal or foolish person can do with a motorcycle. And that is all for today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching the video, and if you liked our video then please give us a thumbs up. Smash that subscribe button for more interesting videos like these, and also spend some time watching other videos on our channel. We will see you in the next one.